Today we're gonna make a half a batch of long johns. It was so funny whenever we made this when I was growing up because long johns was considered underwear for us. I don't know if long johns is an English thing or if it's just an Amish thing, but it was funny whenever we made them. And I haven't had homemade ones since I left the Amish, so today we're gonna make them homemade, just half a batch, and you start off with some yeast and salt, and I have mashed potatoes here. Then we're going to add some sugar to that. We have a little bit of butter, and I always like to cream that together a little bit before adding anything else. Then we're also going to need some beaten up eggs. And you know the eggs are good when the yolks are that color. I get mine from a farm. We're going to add those in there as well. Mix them in a little bit. Then we're going to add our warm water. And now we start adding our flour, and you don't want to add it all right away because it's going to get too stiff. So just add some of it and then stir it in. We're going to gradually keep adding our flour, and you're going to end up kneading the last of it in with your hand. Now your dough should be a little bit sticky, but we're going to cover it with a towel, and you want to let it rise until it's double in size. And in case you ever wonder how the Amish say dough, they say dake. Dake means dough. Once your long johns have doubled in size, you're ready to roll them out. You want to make sure you nicely flour your surface, and you just roll them out into a rectangle a ½ inch thick. You want to cut them into little 3-inch by 5-inch rectangles, and I always just use a pizza cutter. Now I know these are a little longer than 5 inches, but don't come at me for my Amish measuring. Then you need a greased cookie sheet and place them on there. I just greased mine with butter. And I'm going to cover these with a towel and let them rise for about 15 minutes before we bake them. Now whenever we made these long johns, we put caramel frosting on top, and sometimes we would even put little bacon crumbles on top. I'm not going to add the bacon today, but I am going to use caramel frosting, so I'm just going to make my frosting. I'm using the recipe that's in my cookbook. It uses brown sugar with some butter and cream, and then you just boil that together until it turns into caramel. These should rise quite a bit in those 15 minutes, and we're going to stick them in the oven to bake quick. Now I just pulled these out of the oven, and I'm going to let them cool down at least a little before I frost them. You should let them cool down all the way, but they're better if they're warm. Now these have not cooled off much, but I am way too hungry to wait any longer, so I'm going to put some caramel frosting on top. And because they're still so hot, the frosting will probably try and run off. And if you don't want to put frosting on top, you can cut them open in the middle and put some kind of filling in too. I like sliced almonds, so I'm going to put some over the top. See, the frosting is dripping off. Let's break it in half and make sure it's good. It is so fluffy. Oh my gosh. Gonna taste it? My sister-in-law is sitting here. I'm gonna let her taste it.
Delicious.
Good. We got it. We got her endorsement. It's so good. It's so messy, but it's so good.
It's fluffy.
If you guys want this recipe, it's in my Amish cookbook under long johns. And the caramel frosting recipe is in there as well. And the Amish cookbook is only available on my website, socialsbylavina.com, which you can find on my profile or in the caption, or you can go to your browser and type it in and it'll pop up. And the cookbook does have over 150 recipes from scratch. Enjoy!